those pesky numbers. He can't read very well. He doesn't do math. No, but I make a shitload of money making these fucking bags that you guys talk so much shit about. Four mag war bag. 4 mags on the face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 more, and an Algene bottle. Still room for more. Also, the back pocket, nothing in there. You still have more room. You can put 24 mags in the main pocket to give you an idea of volume. We're looking at this short. Custom War Bags. Send email is the title. You can find it on the SOE YouTube channel under 4 mag war bag. We've got some videos of actually building it. We've got some videos talking about it. And I just made a little short one morning. Must have been during the summer because the sun's up and I make all these videos in the morning. And I just walked up. I had a camera sitting outside. I walked up, ripped it open, said 4 mag war bag. Just for an idea of size, this will hold 24 mags. And there's 320 comments. 85,000 views. And we posted this on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube got some interesting comments, but nothing crazy. Facebook got some crazy comments, and TikTok also got some crazy comments. And we're just kind of, I haven't looked at this in a while, and the last comment on here was 2 weeks ago. This was posted,
I think it might have been June or earlier.
I'm sure it shows me someplace here on May 24th, April, May. So, dude says, outstanding, so many mags. If you think 14 is a lot, you've never been in a firefight. That's what we were saying. Last night I was watching your live and you asked what brought us to the live. It was this short that got me shopping because 24 is better than your snarky co-host 18. Your whole crew and ethos seems to be solid as fuck. How do I reach out for employment and guidance? Hate to say it. I don't know what I don't know, yet I want to know. So I just now seeing this. This guy posted this 4 weeks ago. When guys are like, how do I reach out about employment? We don't ever reply to that. Dudes that work here, they've just driven here. And like, I know guys are like, I can't just give up everything and drive here. Dude, we got 2 dudes moved from Alaska and drove here. We've got people that just pack up, leave most of their drive here. And I'm like, where are you going to stay? They're like, I'm going to live in my truck until I have something, figured out. And we had a kid show up here. I say kid, he's a 25-year-old man, probably, young man. And that's what he said. I'm going to sleep in my truck. And he did for a little while. He would just pull off in old parking lots and stuff and sleep in the truck, kind of camp. And then he got a storage unit, lived in the storage unit for a while. And then eventually I let him stay here. In one of our buildings, and great dude. Miss him. Wish he was back. He had to go back to Texas for some family type stuff, and I hope that he eventually gets that worked out. But we've made several videos, help wanted or now hiring videos. You can find those on this channel, and that's really 15-20 minutes of me telling you why you won't make it here. We really try to talk you out of it because we will put effort into you. Most people will do what it takes to get the job, but they won't ever do what it takes to keep the job. They show us their best days the first week they're here, and then they never progress past that. Good on the bottle, but I'm recommending keeping it filled. If something stressful happens and you need to do some cardio or whatever, you need to to safely walk away from the situation. Okay, well, hello, dipshit. It's a fucking 15-second video with unloaded mags. Half of them are dummy mags, and it's an empty bottle. That I clearly said, is it 4 mag war bag? To give you an idea of size, this will hold 24 mags. You should put that clip in here someplace. So a couple comments in or 30 seconds in, run to it so anybody watching can see it. Old man going to war. Old man will kick the shit out of you. Mr. Roper, badass. I like the concept. but I would rather have a bandolier because the weight would be better distributed. However, I suppose there's a point for how easy it is to conceal. Guys, I made this as a fucking laptop bag. We literally made a bag during even before Afghanistan, man, when contractors were running around, they had these war bags, these bailout bags. We built bolt bags for the SEAL teams. This was supposed to look like a laptop bag, and when you opened it up, it had some magazines. You could put whatever you want there. We transitioned. We made a bag called the Mookie War Bag, and anybody who's like, I'd rather have a bandolier, you would really shit if you saw the price of these things. Like, I guarantee you're not in the realm of being a customer. But it's just a fucking bag. And nowadays we Velcro line everything. It used to be if you had Velcro, you'd have a tab or a snap because nobody trusted the materials. But, 30 years now of using the same Velcro, we don't see any failure issues. And we Velcro line things because we have pockets that go inside of the bags. And that started, 30 years ago almost, 25 years ago. We've been doing stuff for SEALs for 35 years, and these guys came in, and they've got issued some M9 medical bags, and different companies made them. Safety Systems, I think, made some. Eagle made some. Quality of the bag was good. The layout was just shit. And typically that's because some dude who was a team guy or whatever designed and laid this out, and somebody ran with it, and as things transition or they finally come into use, things have changed. And they had these pockets that Velcroed in that were just kind of elastic on the top and had a drawstring with elastic. And you could put IV bags in there. But if you put the bag upside down and it was open, all the shit would fall out. It was just a mess, right? So the Navy came in. Some of the Team 7 or Team 3, one of the platoons came in. We were building a bunch of stuff for their breachers and their machine gunners and stuff. And the assaulters. And one of the dudes was a 18 Delta guy. He was a SOT tech. And he said, hey, man, I've got this bag. I'd really like to change the internals on it. So we took the footprint of the bag. All these pouches rip out that this thing came with. And that's how these mesh pockets that we use inside of all of our stuff came to be. We do a small mesh pocket and a large mesh pocket. And the large mesh pocket is literally twice the size of a small mesh pocket. And to give you an idea, the large mesh pocket holds 1,000 milliliter IV bag in there perfectly. It holds 2 of them. And that's the size. So we took that and we built these pocket sets, and we did 300 sets for these bags that they had in the system. They bought all of these. And then we built our medical backpack. And we had a dude who was doing some caving and some different things, and he had this idea and he wanted to do all this stuff. And what I built was this pocket set that we'd already made for the Navy, and we put it inside of a backpack. And that transitioned and finally became our medical backpack. So our medical backpack is clamshell opened. So if you unzip it, you can hang it on the wall, top part, bottom part, flat. You can work out of it on the surface, whatever. And it comes with 2 large pockets, 4 small pockets. And because we already had those patterns, we made all of our shit really around those pocket sets. That's the meat and potatoes. You've got other companies, tons of companies, gear companies and backpack companies and shit. They make pockets like this. Some of them make them the exact same dimension as our pockets. Maybe that's because we were already building all of those, and there's a ton of stuff out there for the footprint. Maybe it's because just out of necessity, that's the size theirs came to be. We'd never seen any when we built them. We were the first people to ever build them as far as I had seen. And we built our tool bags off of that. Our tool bag holds 2 small pockets on each wall inside, 2 here and 2 here, here and here, or 1 large. So you can put a large and 2 smalls. I like the large pocket if you have to put long things in there. I typically don't carry a lot of shit that's long. So when I put a bunch of smaller, shorter things in the large pocket, they fall down. Now you got to dig through them. I'd rather have everything organized in small pockets. And if we're talking the tool bag, if I have 4 small pockets, my shit's super organized, medical, electronics, whatever. And then if I have long items, I can just put them in the tool bag. And then our large tool bag carries 3 small pockets per wall, or 1 large and 1 small. And that's what we built those things around. And that's back to this war bag, the 4-mag war bag. It's Velcro inside because you can put those mesh pockets inside there. You can, any of our backpacks, any of our tool bags, any of our stuff, it's Velcro lined. And you can just put those in there as you see fit. What that also means is you can pull them out and you have different modules loaded up or whatever. They stick so well that it's a bitch to get them out of there. I would actually recommend taking, because the footprint is like 6 by 6.5, 6 by 7 inches of hook Velcro. I would take a 2-inch strip and put it down the middle of loop to kill that. So you're just sticking with, 2 inches and 2 inches, because the Velcro is so good. Like if you put these guys, get these bags, like when we send these kits out to friends and media guys and stuff, we put these in there. They're not even aware that the fucking pockets come out of there. We've had dudes walk in here and I'm like, hey, have you seen this pocket? You can put this in here. And they didn't even realize that they could pull the other pockets out. We literally have to tell them if they're a dude who didn't go and order it themselves and hasn't watched the videos. So that's what they are. They're Velcro lined. You can change them around as your mission dictates, put whatever you want inside there. My girlfriend has a pocketbook just like this. Okay, so you hear that a lot too. They give Wrangler Star shit about his purse and whatever, dipshit. Whenever I click on these guys' names, they don't have any content of their own. They're on here talking shit, but they haven't done anything in life that they think is important enough to document or show to other people or to influence or educate other people with. And when I say that, they're like, well, I'm just busy. Yeah, you're so busy that you're here in the middle of the fucking night talking shit about something that you disagree with. Trim Fadden, how do you get on the Fed watch list? That was the other common thing in a lot of these. What are you, a school shooter? Are you going to kill some people? Why do you need all these mags? That just means that our social media is working because it's hitting an audience that is not our audience. These are going viral. The TikTok one has over 1 million views or something crazy on it. And the comments are just so polar opposite and off the wall and in every direction. That means that it's being targeted. TikTok and the platforms, Facebook is showing it to people that are not our demographic. They're not our customer base. And a lot of times it'll get shared from group to group to group, and they'll go into anti-gun groups, and you'll see a huge another influx on this. And when you have a bunch of people come in out of anger and hate to comment, it brings it back up to all the other people that commented. They'll get a notification that something they comment. So it'll become this feeding frenzy, this little, like a gang fight. You know, their hands are tied together and they got their little switchblades and they're going to meet in the back alley. And that's social media algorithm actually working the way, for once, in our favor. If shit hit the fan, I will carry a minimal 14. I'll carry I think he meant a mini 14. But we'll carry many more on my bill. I don't know, maybe he did that. SES Google had butthurt on response. I tried to say that what I felt, but then I got warned if I want to share because it might go against the leftist feel. Oh, so he was trying to comment something and YouTube warned him. 30-day ban, 90-day restriction. He goes on and on and on. I did actually enjoy, another guy, you said mag and not the ignorant clip, just like the stupid Karens out there. Dude says, for what? My combat days are over. Well, it's a bag. Like, it's literally a fucking bag, man. And with the 4 mag pouches on the front, you can put your cables and your laptop charger. You can coil up your, laptop charger. You can put your cell phones in there. You can put anything in those pockets. It's just 4 pockets. Use them, don't use them, whatever. But it's a pretty specific bag it's to a specific market, and in that market, they will find many uses for the product. That's one tiny penis on that guy. So I have a small dick because the bag is capable of holding 24 mags. He would die if he saw my watches or my trucks or my cars. I mean, it's always funny when you have something in your life that you enjoy or that brings you pleasure and you have your friends are in common, you know. And then there's always that dude whispering behind your back that he must have a really small dick because he's got a bigger truck than I have. It's funny, man. People spend so much time operating in the negative and commenting on stuff that just, that's what he chose to do at Friday when everybody's out with their wives and, you know, at dinner or at a show or doing something. This guy is someplace watching other men and talking shit about what they're doing. Have you ever made a 240 bag? Oh, you mean like a 240 golf bag or something? No, we've not. There's some companies. Or do you mean 240 mags? Which is, you know, silly. We did, what did we do? 84 mag war bag because we got so much traction on the 4 mag. We did a 40 mag war bag and then an 84. And people took that seriously too. People are so fucking stupid. And it only costs 3 times more than it should. Nonetheless, 01. A random dude with no avatar picture and no content of his own, of course, concerned that the bag costs 3 times more. How do you know what the bag costs? I didn't say on here what the bag costs. Interesting. It's always, the bags are $450. That's what they are. That's what they cost. If we put them up on the website, if I opened them up this weekend on the website, we would have over 500 orders from them this weekend. It's Friday right now as I make this video. It's funny when people bring up what something should cost. I recently saw, I keep going back to this because it's a good example. I recently saw a guy on one of my live videos last week after it was over. He commented and he's talking about Strider. So I must have mentioned Strider knives in the video or something. And he's like, they're $200 to $300 overpriced. So on Monday, I called Josh. We had the camera rolling right in front of me, and I called Josh from Strider Knives, and I said, Josh, hey, do you have any knives available? Is there anything for sale? If I made a post or told my customers, go buy a Strider, do you have anything you could sell them right now? He's like, we just came back from a show and we sold everything. And I said, so would you say your knives are probably $200 or $300 overpriced and you should lower the price? He's like, John, we just sold everything. I go, yeah, no, we got to do talking shit. I'm recording this. I'm using this on a video. I showed that I was talking to him. And that's my point, right? You have a dude saying that Striders are overpriced by $200 or $300. You know what that dude doesn't have? He doesn't have a Strider. He wants one. He also doesn't realize if he just found Strider and he is already mentally committed in his head that he'll spend $700 or whatever they're going for currently, but they're now $1,000, or he's already talked his wife into being able to spend $500 because he's a bitch. He has to ask. And they're $750 now. What he doesn't realize is the knives aren't overpriced. He has been downward class migrated. He is no longer in the level of middle class that he was, or even lower class. I mean, there's plenty of dudes living in the fucking ghetto that owe a ton of fucking money and don't have any money in the bank, but they're driving nice cars. That's all they have, right? They don't have a garage to put the car in, but they've got the cars, right? So you saw that happen during COVID. Toyota was putting a $10,000 addendum on all their 4Runners. So if you wanted a 4Runner, you'd go in there. I have one. I don't even know what it costs. I think it was 65 grand. Let's say 65. So they'd have an addendum because there was such a demand for 4Runners that the 4Runner, they wanted another $10,000 for the truck past what the sticker price was. And then they're charging you prep and tax and all the other stuff. And people were just up in arms over it all the time in the Toyota 4Runner groups and the Toyota TRD groups and stuff. There's just tons and tons of people talking about it. At the same time, there were people in the group selling their used 4Runners for the price of new ones. Toyota offered me $20,000 more for my truck. When I went in to buy a second one, I'd bought the 4Runner, went in a month later to buy a TRD Pro Tundra, and they offered me 20 grand more to buy the 4Runner back. So obviously there's not an overprice problem here. And here's what was happening. You had people who were tight on money and concerned with money and people being laid off from work, but you also had people, we'll call it new money, right? They have a term for it when you come into some money and you spend it irresponsibly. And you had some of this happening, right? You had multiple people staying home, not going out and spending money. And you had, they were giving cars to people that they were not checking income verification on. So they're giving cars to people who should not have been able to have these cars. But at the same time, you had the polar opposite of people who were making money and still made money and made even more money because of that. They executed during the crisis and were able to make money when other people just laid down and panicked and were willing to just end everything. There was a shortage of vehicles because of the shortage of supply, and your typical Range Rover guy couldn't get a Range Rover, or he was concerned and he saw the riots and the silly shit going on and thought, well, maybe I should get something a little more capable, right? Instead of going and buying another Porsche Panamera or another Bentley, maybe I should buy something that I can put some bumpers and shit on. So there was a spike in these vehicles, and there was such a demand that they were selling for way over MSRP. The guys complaining about it, you've been downward class migrated, and that is what has happened here. I don't know what comment even made me go off on this. We'll go back to the comments here. It's always the dude that's 3.5 apples tall, weighing in at $120, and was a psych wash down the recruiting office. I'm guessing he's talking about me. Kevin Kinney, I don't know. Now that's what I'm talking about. Bring enough to stay at the party for a while. So while we have these guys, this says murder purse. If someone shoots that bag, will you blow up? I still rather have a cache spreading out in kilometer in every direction. That's the dude that that guy has no girlfriend. His plan is to live in the cabin in the woods. Ditch the plastic clips and key rings and replace slings and snag, and they won't hold. I love when dudes come in, and the common denominator in all these guys is none of them are using a real name. When you click on their shit, they've got a picture of a cat or a cartoon character for they have chosen a cartoon character to represent them to the world as they are here giving their opinion. To a guy who has made this gear and used this plastic hardware for 35 years and made gear for every fucking unit in the world that's out there killing people. But the anonymous dude on the internet has a problem. Just in case zombie apocalypse happens, back pouch isn't holding 8 mags. Main pouch holds 16. Where did you get 24? I don't know what to tell you, dipshit. I mean, we fucking put 24 mags in it. And a Snickers bar in your pocket for provisions because you might get hungry. This is awesome. This just goes on and on. I mean, it's all, I'm not even through 50 of the comments, and there's 300 some comments on here. But when I put these videos up and it says email, we don't tell you where to email. Number one, you have to want this enough to figure out what the email is. And then you send an email. Like, we didn't say in here what the price was. I didn't say in this video, this is $450. And I do that because every time I make one of these little clips, I get 300 fucking emails that day of dudes wanting this thing. And I only reply back. All I say is, it costs $450. I say they start at $450. They start at $450. What color would you like? And some dudes we don't ever hear back from. And some guys are like, why does it cost so much? I never reply to those guys because I'm not trying to convince you to buy my stuff. I have more business than I can handle. This is a custom order. I'm the one that builds these things. I sit here in the evenings, early in the morning sometimes, or on the weekends when I get back in town from doing whatever we did during the day. And I sew these things. And even with that, it's vague. Like if you don't know who my company is, which this is going out viral, these little videos. So most of the guys commenting have no idea who Special Operations Equipment is, or me, John Willis. They don't have any idea. But everybody, because it goes so viral, there are so many people that see these. I get 100 orders out of these every single time I pull one of these videos. So that's what, 100 times 450. What's that? $45,000. $45,000. Those pesky numbers. He can't read very well. He doesn't do math. No, but I make a shitload of money making these fucking bags that you guys talk so much shit about. 45 grand every time I've done one of these little videos. I take, 12 orders, or I'm like, hey, I'm not taking orders. I get emails every week. It's kind of trickled off because we haven't done one of these videos in, 4 or 5 months. But the fact is, for all the guys talking shit, all the guys emailing, we pull 100 orders out of these every single time. It's more than I want to make. And those aren't the dudes talking shit. Most of those guys, they're not even commenting or participating in this. They're simply figuring out, who do I email? How do I get it? And when I tell guys it's $450, over half of these guys buy 2 or more of these things. The shit talkers on the internet, that's why this works, because they make it go viral and they put it in front of other people. I wouldn't want to fight out of this bag. I wouldn't want to fucking even carry the bag. But it's neat. It can sit in your car, has multiple purposes. If you got it in a neutral color, you could walk into we used to walk into Starbucks with these things all the time. I got buddies, we had buddies carrying bags like this. We'd walk in and they'd have fucking submachine guns in those things, walking through the mall, sitting in the fucking restaurant, whatever. Nobody ever questioned it. It just looks like a computer case. It's a black bag. You don't see the mags until you open it up. You don't see all the shit in there. It's just a bag, man. The only difference is just what you put in the bag. That's the only difference. So do whatever you're doing, man. Go make this bag. If you think it's overpriced, there's a lot of dudes like, it costs so much money. You're right, because I don't want to build them. $450 was the price I set it at, where I thought, that's probably a good number. Like when I started building them, they were $275, $250, $275. And then the next time I dropped them, they were $350. And then the next time I dropped them, they were $450. If I do them again, I'm probably going to put them at $550 because I get so many orders out of these things. And they're not even particularly hard to build. Like I'm sitting here telling you this. So if you think they're too expensive, I guarantee you're not making the money that I make every time I do these. You should go get a sewing machine and you should fucking build them. Whoever that is. Tag me in it. I'll even share your shit. You know how many guys will tag me? Not a fucking one of them.